Yo, 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 welcome back to another episode of On the Spot Sports. And before we get to our guest today, we have a big shout out for Living Sisu. Living Sisu is a platform and app that wants to give you all the tools to have success in your sport. Their main objective is to activate your lifestyle. It's for active people. Enjoy discounts at companies like BioSteel, 30% off, Body Logics, the Goalie Guild, all his books are discounted. Roan, Lululemon for men, 20% off. Online stretching programs with Eccentrics, 1 full month free. They got super silent massage guns, 20% off those. And it's a great quality. It's way less expensive than a Theragun, and it's great quality. So there's so many more discounts that you guys will need to just become a member to see. So they want to provide you with anything you need for success. So come join the community. I'm a part of it. A bunch of other athletes are a part of it. So it's free to join. It takes 20 seconds to get exclusive offers to your sport, and it's definitely worth it. So do us a huge favor and go sign up for Living Sisu's membership. It's free, 20 takes 20 seconds. So go do it, and we'll see you there. Living Sisu is a great company. We know one of the co-founders, Zach Fricali. He's a great guy. He's the co-founder. He does a lot of live streams on Instagram at Living Sisu, with a bunch of elite athletes, and you learn a lot from like the athletes' determination, their resiliency, everything to what made them become successful. So it's been a great experience so far. So go on. I'm gonna leave the link in the description. So go sign up. Yo, welcome back to another episode of On the Spot Sports. I'm Jack, and in today's episode, we are joined by a very special guest, current professional hockey player, Jalen Smereck. Jalen is currently playing for the Tucson Roadrunners of the AHL, the American Hockey League. Jalen played junior hockey in the Ontario Hockey League with the Flint Firebirds and the Oshawa Generals, and also played in the NAHL in the NOL for the Odessa Jackalos for 2 games, and the USHL for the Bloomington Thunder before turning pro. So this can be I'm so glad to have you on, Jalen. So welcome to the show, Jalen Smereck.
How you doing, man? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. I'm doing good. How are you? How have things been treating you? I know you're in the season right now and you have a game tonight. So how's everything going?
It's going good, man. I can't complain. I mean, every day you wake up, you're in Tucson, Arizona, so there's not too much to complain about when you're seeing that beautiful sun. So it's
Yeah,
good.
not a bad place to play. Must have some sick views, and just living in Arizona where it's probably never get below like 60 to 70 degrees. It's probably not a pretty ideal location if you say so myself.
Yeah, no, I think it actually like might have snowed a little bit here, and I think we were gone on the road, so like it was perfect. We came back, it was a little chilly, but for the past month or so, it's been 70, 80 degrees, so you can't complain about that at all.
Yeah, that's beautiful right there. So I want to hop into this really right away. So, like, can you give our viewers a little background information on yourself, like when you started playing hockey, why you started, and like what youth hockey was like for you growing up?
I started playing hockey when I was 2. My dad coached my older 2 brothers, so I kind of just grew up into the sport around the rinks. And I went on to play at St. Clair Shores for a year or so, and then I moved on to Troy Athens, which eventually turned into Little Caesars. And I was fortunate enough to spend most of my youth hockey there in that organization, which is one of the best organizations worldwide. And then I moved on to Oakland Junior Grizzlies for a couple of years, and after that, I went, and played in the USHL and stuff. So that was pretty cool to play juniors and get that experience.
Yeah, so you like you said you played with the in the Little Caesars organization. That's like a top-notch organization in Michigan. So like what was it like playing that organization, just being there for a while and just seeing everything develop?
For me, man, it was amazing. Like it was honestly an honor just to kind of play there. We moved, as we got older, we moved on. First, we did the Edmonton tournament or the Brick tournament, which is in Edmonton. We wore the junior Red Wing jerseys there, so we got all Detroit Red Wings gear and stuff. And then I actually went to Quebec as well which is the same thing. We got, the Red Wings jerseys, and we got a bunch of Red Wing gear again. So, those are two really exciting years. And I think it's one of the best organizations to be a part of. I mean, anytime you can put on that jersey with, such a honorable name, and I think it's huge, especially as a kid.
Yeah, that's awesome. You can't complain about getting Red Wing stuff and just free stuff whenever you can. So that must have been awesome to, especially as a younger kid, and just being able to get so much stuff like that. Like that must have been incredible.
Oh man, it's awesome. Like you look up to those guys, and next thing you know, you're wearing one of their jerseys. It's just amazing, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And then going into then you play a few years in Little Caesars, then you go to Oakland Junior Grizzlies. Like, what was playing that organization like, and just being a step away from playing in the USHL and the NOL?
That organization was, I want to say, fairly new when I went there, but I mean, like, there was nothing. I mean, from the staff to the coaches, it was on the come up. I think they did a real good job kind of building the culture, and I think now it's turned into a really good program, and they still do some really good things. There's still some really good coaches and good management there. Even some really good players coming up, and I've played there, so it's kind of nice to kind of be a part of that, that start of a new franchise or whatever, and kind of be there for the kids and the youth coming up.
Yeah, that's unreal. And you're one of the OGs, I guess you could say, for that organization.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that must have been pretty cool, and just see how everything is now. And it's like where it started when you first started there.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. Like I actually went in there right before I left. I did a skate, and I actually have me and there's Brennan Halverson, and you know then Josh Norris. Like, there's a few other guys that moved on to play pro and stuff, and we all got our pictures up in the locker room. Sorry, and it's just nice to go in there and see. And it's kind of funny because I walked in there, and the team that's there now was in the locker room, and they're looking like, who is this guy? It's like, hey buddy, like, take a look at the wall real quick. But no, it's pretty funny, man. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome. Just to have your picture up there, that must be pretty incredible too. And just being like, that's where we started, and we're in the pros right now, and just living the dream out.
Yeah, exactly, man. It's an honor for sure.
Absolutely. So then you finish off your years in AAA hockey, and then you move on to play juniors, starting out in the NOL, in the North American Hockey League, for the Odessa Jackalopes. You played 2 games there. It's like, what was the process like to go play those 2 games in the NOL for the Jackalopes and give yourself an opportunity to move forward in your hockey career?
I think it was huge, just getting a taste of that next level was, I think, just the biggest thing for me. I've always kind of been a player who was kind of ahead of, you know, um, the game a little bit, just, thoughts and my mindset. So it was kind of good to get that experience of the next level and kind of play against those older guys, and coming in as, a young guy, as a rookie. And, just like I said, playing against those older guys, like, there's nothing like that when you're making that transfer to AAA to junior and seeing how much faster the game is, how much stronger everyone is, how much serious, how much more serious the game is, and just everything, like the tradition, the routines, and all that. Like, it's just an honor. Um, I was really thankful to just kind of get a taste of juniors and get my foot in the door and kind of start that career.
Yeah, absolutely. And just even playing 2 games, like even playing 1 game, like some people be like, oh, it's only like 1 game, 2 games, but like you learn a lot from those little experiences, and just to help yourself develop and help see how like the other players like treat their bodies, and go like what they go around their day, and just like how they treat themselves, and just overall just a better mindset and better like perspective than what like AAA hockey would be. And you just keep growing from there, and like those experiences you can take away from, you could take anything away from them.
Yeah, exactly, man. No, that's spot on. I mean, like, the transfer, from living at home to living on the road by yourself. Well, not on the road, but moving to a new home, and making that your home and living there for a full season, and just being comfortable being away from home, and you're not living with your parents, or you're not living with your family. It's you're meeting new faces, and you're also meeting new parents. And it's just nice to kind of um have that availability to kind of get a taste of that before you try to move on to the next highest level.
Yeah, for sure. It's like, what was it hard moving into like to see like to a billet family, or was that like transition pretty easy?
I think it was pretty easy for me. uh my parents, I wasn't always fortunate enough for my parents to come on the road. I mean, so just traveling as a kid, my parents would give me as much money as they can, and I would hop on the road with someone, and I was pretty much there on my own, and someone was looking after me. And I think that was just kind of that start from a kid just kind of carried on as I got older. So I kind of knew how to handle myself, and I was fortunate enough all 4 years to get great families and really nice families. And it makes the transition a lot easier when you can have that connection with a family, and just be comfortable and be yourself, and they accept you with open arms.
Yeah, exactly. And just that, like the support system from like your regular family, I guess you could say, and then like the billet family, like the support systems are like super important, especially as an athlete, and just because not all games are going to be great, not all days are going to be good. So like it really helps like leaning on them, and just that you can step away from hockey for like a day if you have to, and just refocus.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, like, even like this year, I still go back to Oshawa and see my billets from there, and during the summer. And I talked to them, I want to say a couple weeks ago, and it's just good to keep those connects. And I still talk to my billets from Flint. Like, it's just good to keep that connection. And once you always want to thank them for accepting you with open arms and taking care of you, and just looking after you, especially as some kids come in differently. And um it's just you never know what can happen, and you never know where you can end up. And I was real like I said, I'm really thankful that I got four great families. And
Yeah, absolutely. So then going into trip to junior hockey a little bit here, like what was that transition like going from the trip from AAA hockey to playing in the North American League?
it was good, man. I mean, the transition was pretty easy, I think, for me, because it was just a faster game. um Guys are just in the right spots. They're talking more. Everyone kind of knows their role, they know their job. And I mean, like, it's when a team brings you in, and they kind of your role, and they you talk with the coaching staff, and the coaching staff has a plan for you. And the team, it's like, even the team accepts you with open arms, and they know what you can do. And they invite you in, and they want you to play your game. So I mean, just going to a team in Odessa, like, there's some really good guys there that I play with. And they made it a lot easier for me to just play my game and be me. And they protected me and everything. So that was huge.
Yeah, that's great for sure. And then the following season, you move up to the USHL, the United States Hockey League, to the Bloomington Thunder, which is one of the best, which is the best tier in the United States for junior hockey. So, like, can you explain what it was like going from the NOL and AAA to playing in the best junior tier in the US, and then just seeing yourself develop even further from when you were in the NOL, and just like how you realize that these opportunities were going to come to you?
um I think it was huge, man. Like, uh it was pretty cool for me, just kind of getting that experience. And playing at such a high level. Like, you're looking at some of the guys now. I see them all the time around the American League or in the NHL. And you're just like, wow, man. Like, when you get there, it's like, it's almost like, like, you're young and it's like your first, NHL or pro game. You're just like, wow, man, like I'm really here. Like I'm playing against, some of the best players in the world at my age. And, um, it was just crazy, man. It was hard to kind of, uh, absorb it all in at the same time as, keep your calm and keep your cool and play your game and, try not to get too nervous and stuff like that. But, it was a great league. And, I just, I moved on to the OHL. I just felt, I was more comfortable. The OHL would be a more comfortable game for me. So, but I mean, there's nothing bad I could say about the USHL. If I could go back, I probably would have did another year there and kind of, felt things out and maybe thought about college a little bit further. But you don't want to live with regrets. But I definitely enjoyed my time playing, and the USHL.
Yeah, absolutely. So you played in 51 games that year and you got 3 goals, 15 assists. Like, was it a pretty seamless transition into the USHL? And like, were you able to stay motivated like the entire time, especially since you were playing so many games and that you were able to just keep moving up and then eventually go into the OHL?
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of tough at times. Just trying to balance school and, um, you're practicing a lot earlier, and like the junior lifestyle gets pretty crazy, and it's really fun. But, just trying to balance that lifestyle of, school practice, and when you practice, you're at the rink for 3 to 4 hours. Um, and even just like hanging out with teammates and stuff like that. So just trying to balance all three of those and even get out and in the community and meet some new faces. And when you want to meet people outside of school, so like it was just kind of tough sometimes. You get kind of overwhelmed, and, there's a lot on your plate, especially as a young kid. But I think it was pretty easy to adjust because I had two roommates who were actually the same age as me, and it made it a lot easier. So we kind of just stuck together and battled it out together. So that was huge.
Yeah, that's awesome. You had those two guys to stick together, especially through like trying to balance everything. And because it gets hard as an athlete to balance like a lot of that. And then like just to stay focused too as well with hockey. And just like what was your mindset throughout all that, and just how you're able to stay focused throughout like all the chaos going around in life?
Um, my mindset was kind of just, I would try to think about the future, and that was a year where NHL teams are around, they're looking, they're scouting. You got your central scouting and everything, and you try to not get too caught up in that either, and you try to just keep calm and play your game. And I mean, there's NHL scouts in the building, and everyone's dreaming of playing NHL, right? So you try not to get too nervous, but, like I said, like it made it a lot easier just having those two guys at home and being able to connect with them and communicate with them, and just being able to come home and kind of relax with someone your age that you could just hang out with and talk to and just kind of release some pressure.
Yeah, that's great stuff that you had them once again. Like your mindset was up there, and like the mindset's like the biggest part. Is like you could either fall back or like keep going forward. And I think you kept going forward with everything, and just you had that support group as well. So that must have been great as well.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, like, it was huge, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So then you were drafted in 2013, number 299 overall by the Oshawa Generals in the OHL priority selections. Like, what was it like getting drafted to the OHL and trying to find a spot within the Generals lineup?
um for me, it was like, it's kind of crazy, man. I'll be honest. Like, I was uh I was really expecting to go higher. um but stuff happens. It's life. Everything doesn't go the way you want it to. So it was kind of like, for me, it was kind of like disappointing for a bit, just kind of being that last pick of the draft. And, everyone wants to go, you want to go higher and stuff like that. But at the same time, it was an honor. And I kind of took it upon myself to kind of, I wanted to prove people wrong, and I wanted to show, why I wanted, why I could have been a higher draft pick and why I thought I should have been drafted here or whatever, and I wanted to prove that I could play in that league also as well. So I mean, just being drafted, like I said, it's an honor, but just when you get there, man, it's completely different.
Yeah, for sure. And just you expect to go higher, and then you still get picked, but it's not what you want. You just got to go out there, grind, just keep grinding, and just getting away with everything, and just working your tail off every day, day in and day out. And you did that in the because then going in your first year, you played 63 games throughout that first year of playing with Oshawa. So like, what was those first 63 games like, and just being able to say that you're in the OHL and that you're trying to make a name for yourself?
It was huge, man. Like, I mean, like I said, like, again, getting up, moving away from home, all the way to Canada alone. I mean, like it was definitely different, and there's a lot of challenges there. I think I faced, I think that was my hardest year of life as a kid, or as a teenager. Um, as soon as I got there, my dad was sick in the hospital, so that kind of hit me. But at the same time, I was trying to, keep calm and not try to worry too much and worry myself and try to focus, on hockey. And this is, my first year in this league, and this is the best league and junior hockey league in the world. And um, I mean, like it was just an honor. Like, and then your first game, Oshawa was like a building that sells out. They had just won the Mim Cup. Like, dude, it was crazy, man. But like I said, it was an honor to just kind of wear that jersey, especially after, like I said, they just had won the Mim Cup, and the city was. It was like it was like you're NHL hockey player or something. Like everyone knew who you were. Like there was and um, I don't know. It was just it was like a whole another world, man. Like I couldn't believe it. It was almost like kind of like living like a celebrity life almost. So that was pretty great.
Yeah, that's awesome. So like, what was that first game like? And just the atmosphere in the building must have had like an incredible buzz. Like the boys must have been buzzing as well. It's like, what was that whole atmosphere like?
Oh man, I don't even remember, man. I think they did the banner raising. I'm trying to remember. I just like I was so zoned out. Like I I uh I was like trying not to get caught up in it all. But like I said, man, it was a sold out barn. It's my first game in the league. I'm nervous nervous as nervous as you can get. And I think I had just used the bathroom. I think by the time I got out for warm-ups, I had to go again. Like it was just crazy, man. But oh man, I want to say it was great. Just I don't know. I've never really been, like shy or anything or afraid of like a big crowd. But it was just different, man. Like people are just, it's a different lifestyle. Like people are going crazy. Like in Bloomington, it was kind of like, the USHL is a little bit calmer. The fans are great in that league. I'm not saying that, but the OHL is like Canada's just, it's a different world, man. And um, it was crazy. That's
Yeah, that's unreal. That's awesome. Just everything that went into it, and like the nerves were flowing and everything.
oh
Like
yeah,
it must have been like a little bit of everything. Like you're super pumped, super nervous, like literally every emotion you could feel.
exactly. Yeah, man,
Yeah.
it was crazy.
Yeah. So then like you were very successful throughout that first season in Oshawa. So like what really helped you develop even further, especially with playing so many games? Like you want to, as a hockey player, you want to play games and get reps. And like what about that really helped you separate yourself from like the other competition?
Um, I think it was just, you know, when I got there right away, uh, I had kind of knew a couple guys that I had played with before, and um, once again, like it was a really good group that I came into, and um, the coaching staff showed faith in me right away. I mean, they knew what I was bringing in. Um, they love my game, so like anytime you have that, man, it makes it so much easier when you know you can play your game and just kind of relax and do you. And um, I think one thing just led to the next, man. I started off with uh, just and getting in the lineup, and then by the end of the season, I was one of the go-to guys. So I mean, like, it was just like I don't know, man. It was crazy. It was a wild year. Like I never really expected it, but you know, like I grew so much, and I learned so much, and just learning from the guys. Like I said, they had just won on my Mem Cup, so you're just watching these guys, and you're learning. You're in one of the best, if not the best facility in the OHL, and um, you're just trying to suck it all in, man. Like it's it was an honor to even play for the organization, and just even be a part of that whole thing.
Yeah, that's a great opportunity for you and just like develop even further and then just get games and like the coaching staff was supportive. Like you had so much support there and just they believed in you and just as a hockey player, like you want people to believe in yourself, but like you're the only one that could believe in yourself and really perform and really exceed expectations. So going into that next year, you get traded to the Flint Firebirds. So what were those 2 years like in Flint that you spent there and just being in a new organization and a new locker room?
Um, for me, it was really huge. Uh, I mean, our D coach from Oshawa, when I was there, ended up moving to Flint as well. Kind of disappointed by the league, and he accepted the job, and we had a really good relationship. Like I said, we built a great relationship throughout that season. And when he called me and said, he was going to Flint or whatever, and um, I talked to him and everything. It was like a no brainer for me, man. Like you know, I'd be closer to home, closer to my family. I got D coach that I was just with, who we both had a great relationship. Um, and for me, it was just like it was like playing at home. Like as a kid growing up in Detroit or in Michigan, you always dream of playing for the Whalers. Um, some might even dream about playing for the Spitfires, but just kind of that whole thing. I mean, like Flint wasn't really the greatest place. Like everyone was talking bad about it. They had some troubles there their first year, and I just felt like, you know, as a person from Detroit, I was like, hey, like, how much worse could this be? And um, I wanted to go there and kind of change that and try to do what I could, and I want to be a part of the start, and I don't mind that at all. If I can be a part of building a culture and a program, I definitely would love to do that. I think that was just huge, just to play, that close to home and have my family support and have them coming to all the games and stuff like that. That was just amazing. And I was fortunate enough my first year I was assistant captain. I was fortunate enough my second year to even come back from pro, and they gave me the C, and I mean, like that was like, I think that's one of my favorite moments of my career. I mean, it was pretty crazy. I uh I didn't really expect it, and just growing, like I said, growing up in Detroit, you dream as being a Whaler, and for them to move to Flint, and then 2 years later I become the captain of this team that I used to dream about playing for. It was huge for me, man. And just being able to lead, we had a young core, being able to lead those guys and kind of show them the ropes and do what the guys did for me when I was coming to the league was just nice, man. It was good to kind of give back to those younger guys and kind of teach them and help them along the way.
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome stuff right there. And then throughout like your time in Flint, you also went over to Tucson to play for the Roadrunners in the A. And it's like, what was that experience like? Going still playing juniors, then hopping over into the AHL, and you scored a goal in those 2 games that you played in your first year. So like, what was it like getting that first pro goal?
Um, it's pretty crazy, man. Once again, like I know I keep saying that, but it's actually really crazy because I wasn't supposed to play that game, and one of the guys were sick up front, so we ended up dressing 7D, and I was downstairs in the lobby playing like ping pong with one of the guys, and I was just hanging out, and all of a sudden I got the call, hey, you're playing tonight. So I was like, oh, I had already played one game, and I had a penalty shot actually in my first game, so it was like that was already like enough nerves going through the body, but just to play that second game, and your feet are now you're in the door and you're comfortable. It was different, man. Like it's another level of hockey, and it was completely different from the OHL and the USHL. The game's so much faster, and once again, like everyone's just getting stronger. And I was fortunate enough to get the puck in a good spot and end up scoring. And I was like, I don't know, I don't know if I could bury that one again, but thank God I buried that one because that was probably the last chance I'd see. So that was huge for me. And even that year after I got and just talking with the coaches coming in as a young guy again, everyone just know you can do. Guys are there supporting you. The coaches supporting you. It just makes it so much easier, man.
Yeah, for sure. And you got that opportunity playing Tucson, and then you scored that goal, like you said, and then you go back to Flint. It's like, what's that transition like going from the OHL to the AHL, and then having to go back? Do you just take whatever you learned from the AHL and bring it back to your game in the OHL?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, not only do you bring from take it to your game, but just like the routine, the workouts, the habits, the meals, just kind of everything, and you kind of just take that in and learn from those guys. And um, like I said, when I came back, I was fortunate enough to be the captain. So when I came back, you know, um, I was the young guy in the AHL, and I was learning from the older guys. So now I come back, and now I'm the older guy teaching the young guys. So just teaching those guys what I learned was just like it made it helped me grow as a person on the ice and off the ice, and I think it made me a better player. Um,
Yeah,
and that was just a lot easier.
yeah, that must have been an awesome experience. And coming back down to Flint and getting that captaincy and like being the leader, like how much did that mean to you? Especially like the guys are looking up to you, you're teaching everything you learned from the AHL to the guys that are playing in the OHL looking to get to the next level. And it's like, what was that like? Just being the guy to look up to.
Almost pretty awesome, man. Like I've never really kind of I've kind of been in that role before kind of thing, but I never really had that much pressure on my shoulders or um and I had pretty good control. Like I had a really good relationship with the coaching staff. So and I was a vocal leader, so it was kind of just amazing to see, like when you say something, like how many guys would listen, or and just like little stuff, like everything you do, someone's watching. Everything you do is one of the younger guys see. So you just have to always be on your toes and make sure you're doing the right thing to teach those guys the right lessons and show them the right way. Just the same way the guys in the American League showed me. So
Yeah, absolutely. It's like going into Flint a little here, like what has been some of like your favorite memories playing down in Flint, just creating that culture, like you said earlier.
um definitely just making getting to see and being a leader. and then, just playing there and playing in front of the family, and also just kind of building a relationship. I built a good relationship with Rico Phillips, who recently won the Willie O'Ree Award. Um, that was just huge for me, just helping him, working with kids in Flint, and just kind of seeing a different life. Detroit, Flint's like a little brother of Detroit, and it's the same place, and they're going through the water crisis and everything. So, it was just kind of good to be there and kind of help with that and kind of get out in the community, and just, meet kids and kind of show them like, hey, like this is who I am. Like I'm from Detroit, which is, really similar to Flint, and everyone knows where Detroit is, and what it what it's what it's about and everything. So, just kind of being able to show those kids that, I've been in those your same shoes, and, I've sat in that chair, and I've been in that same position, and, now I'm here. Like, this is here's another option for you guys, and kind of trying to teach them the game of hockey. It was a learning point for me, and it helped me grow as a person.
Yeah, it must have been pretty special for you to just go out there in the community where you've grown up and just be able to just help everyone and just meet everyone, like you said, and just say that, just tell them that there is something more than just where they're living right now, and just being able to like learn hockey, like you said, and just being able to just be there for them in the community.
Yeah, no, 100%, man. That's
Yeah, exactly. And so then you go on to the next season where you become a full-time pro. So like did that step in the doorway in Tucson help you get a full-time deal, or a full-time deal in this for the season with Tucson the year before to actually go fully officially pro?
yeah. I came in, I learned, and um, you know, I went back to the OHL to grow my game and work on, the things that I needed to work on, and the things that, we talked about, and the player development guy, um, he was there to support me, and, he helped me along the way and helped me fix my game to be that, that everyday pro. So that was huge.
Yeah, for sure. You played in 16 games that first full year with Tucson. So, like, what was that first full year like for you, and the adjustment to becoming a full-time pro and facing the realities of pro hockey?
It was huge, man. Just kind of, you start living on your own, man. I purchased my first apartment, paid my first bills, really, and it was just, it was like an honor, man. Like it was kind of nice to know that, you can help your parents out and finally give back a little bit, and also take care of yourself for once, and um, just kind of be on your own, and kind of, it's always nice to when you first get your own place, and then you sit down for a bit and you realize, like, man, I wish I was still a kid. But no, man, it was good to kind of, um, move out here to Arizona, play hockey here, and, get my first apartment, and just kind of be that everyday player, and, learn the game and grow as, a hockey player.
Yeah, absolutely. And just you always think about growing up as a little kid, and then when you actually like purchase your first apartment, like you're like, dang, I wish I could be a kid again, just not have the
Yeah,
responsibilities of just paying a bill and having those extra responsibilities. But it's about growing up, and like growing up as a person,
yeah,
just developing yourself as a person, as a player, like literally everything in life.
for sure. No, I agree, man.
So then you spent most of your time in the AHL, where you've also been sent down to the ECHL a few times with the Fort Wayne Comets, Norfolk Admirals, and the Rapid City Rush. So like, what were your experience with getting sent down to the coast and like working your way back up to the AHL once again? Like, did you get down on yourself? Like, what helped you stay motivated to keep working and working to get to the AHL again?
Um, yeah, I mean, at times I was kind of disappointed in myself. Um, I felt like the first couple of years I could have brought more. And it's not like what you're used to where your youth hockey team, you're the guy and you come in and you're on the team and you kind of realize that there's a business side when you become a pro and you got to be good every day and you got to you got to do all the little things and be good off the ice and have good workout habits, eat right and like I said, also have good practice habits and um, be ready to work every day. Um, but no, at the same time, man, like just learning, just learning. I think that was the biggest thing going down, still keeping communication with the coaches to work on what I needed to work on and even building the relationship with the coaches in the, then ECHL to, from what they've seen and what they've, taught, helped guys with in the past and, just how to stay motivated, how to stay focused, how to build those good habits and how to, go up and not come back. So I think that was huge.
Yeah, and at that point, it's just about learning and just learning what you have to do to get back to that level and just be able to keep. That's like your motivation is keep learning and then learning and learning and learning and then eventually make it back to the AHL, which you did. So that must have been like a learning curve for sure, especially since like no one wants to get sent down, but you just take that as an advantage to like keep working on your game and getting better.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, that's the biggest thing. And, it's the little stuff like extra reps after practice or extra rep in the weight room and just keeping that positive attitude and making sure, you're just building good relationships and you're staying ready and, you're controlling what you can control.
Yeah, absolutely. So while you were down in the ECHL, you actually made the All-Star team in 2018, 2019. It's like, what were the All-Star game festivities like and being able to experience a fun weekend down at the All-Star game?
It was really nice, man. I mean, just kind of to be a pro and be a part of a professional all-star game and, you know, um, just kind of get that whole what's the word I'm looking for? Just kind of, get that whole feeling for it and kind of seeing what that's all about. And just, having a chance, like I said, to see the success that you've had throughout the year. You get sent down and, you know, you can either, get down on yourself or you can step up and, take a challenge upon yourself to get back up there and just being an all-star. I think that helped me. And I think that, built me kind of as a person and as a player. Um, that kind of showed me that, I was having success and taking a step in the right direction.
Yeah, for sure. So then going into last season a little bit, you played for Tucson, you played for Rapid City, and it's like, what was that year like for you? It was one crazy year with COVID coming into play. It's like, what were like the events that led up to everything that happened, just the season getting shut down?
Um, yeah, Rapid City was great. I started the year there, played a couple games. Then I came back to Tucson. I played a few games here and was off to a good start here. And I got sent back down and went back down and kind of just wanted to play some games. And it was good to just play hockey and keep going and keep taking a step in the right direction. And um, once again, the people in Rapid City were great. The fans were great. The staff was great to me, and it just made it easier for me to stay positive and keep going. And once again, you build that relationship with the coaches, and you talk to them, and you just try to work your way back to the top and try to get back to the next level. Um, and then I came back to Tucson, and I ended up becoming like a full-time player here, and towards the end of the year, right before the shutdown. And that was good for me, and I thought I was having a pretty good year, um, just playing wise, and you know, um, then COVID hit, and it was kind of sad, for the season to end, and you're having really good success. That was the last year of my contract, and I was just, you're kind of worried, but at the same time, you don't really have to worry too much when you left it all there, and you left it all out there, and um, there's really nothing else you can do. You control what you control, and you put your best foot forward. So just going into that summer, it was hard to try to stay motivated as well as keep your composure and try not to worry about where you're going to end up, and just try to make sure your family's good, you're good, and you're staying ready, and staying positive. Make sure you keep doing the right habits. Just you never know, like, because we're out for, I think we're off for 10 months, and it was just try to stay on the ice, try to work out as much as you can and everything with everything going on, and trying to stay healthy as well. So I think that was huge.
Yeah, for sure. Were you guys here in Chicago when it shut down? Because I remember going to the games and I saw you guys play the Wolves. So were you in Chicago at that time as the shutdown happened?
No, we're at home. I think we had just came home from Chicago, I want to say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
remember
I
you
think we
guys
had,
playing like the week before, I think actually.
yeah. It was like a week or two before. Yeah, it was a week before. Week
Mm,
before. Yeah, you're right,
yeah,
man. Yeah,
yeah,
it was. It was just like, it was so crazy, man, because you're just watching like everything kind of just go downhill. Like, I think who shut down first?
the NBA, I think.
Yeah, NBA. You're just kind of watching what's going on there. And you're kind of just seeing the talk, and you're like, oh man, like we're all professional athletes. Like the NBA is getting shut down, and they're taking private jets. Like, pretty sure we're gonna get shut down too if we're flying through, Chicago O'Hare Airport. Like that
Yeah,
ain't safe. So it was pretty crazy, and it was pretty weird at the same time to kind of stay motivated for the
yeah,
games, and going to the rink and everything when there's potentially a shutdown coming. So
yeah, absolutely. That it was just one crazy time, like one crazy off season as well. Like the off season was like 9, 10 months, something like that. So what would you work on? Like what would you work on throughout the off season, especially since you didn't know when the season was going to start? It could start in October, November, January, start in February. It's like what do you do all during the off season, especially with the uncertainty of the season?
um for me, man, it was just trying to stay on the ice as much as I can. There's a lot of shutdowns in Michigan. The rinks weren't open that much. So just trying to stay on the ice and get as many reps as I could, and try to keep the legs in shape. And I think that was the biggest thing, man. Like, yeah, you have to work out and you have to do all of that, but that never relates to being on the ice. You know what I mean? And you can do the running and everything, but just being on the ice is just it's a different feeling. It's a different work level. Like, it takes a different amount of stamina and everything. Um, it's something that you can't really prepare for unless you're on the ice. So
Yeah, absolutely. So then the season starts in February. So you've played in 6 games so far this season with Tucson. You're playing tonight. So how's this season been for you guys, especially with like all the restrictions and everything surrounding everything going on?
it's been pretty good, man. Like I said, like you can't really complain much when we're just happy to be back playing. You're happy to get paid. Like, we're working, but you're not out there in the real world working a 9 to 5. You're doing something that you love and you dreamed about, and you want to really do. And a lot of people would do anything to have our spot. So you just got to be thankful that you're able to still lace up the skates, and play at such a high level through times like this. But I mean, it's been challenging, man. Just kind of the COVID testing, getting poked in the nose every day, and just all that. Wearing your mask 24/7. I mean, like, first few months or so, I read the thing, and your ears are hurting, but now I think my ears are so immune to it. I don't even think it bothers me anymore. Like, it's just crazy. Um, but no, man, it's good just to kind of, like I said, it's a short season, but it's just good to get those reps and get back to the game and try to do everything you can to prepare for the next year. And put your best foot forward to, you know, to get ready for, the next year and your future.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome stuff right there. And just like throughout all this time, like you're still playing the game that you love and you're playing games. Like that's all that really matters, especially this season. Like there's a lot of people without jobs. So you just gotta be thankful for that you're playing games.
Yeah, exactly, man. And it was like teams opted out. Like especially like in the ECHL, like a lot of teams opted out. So there's a lot of players not getting a chance to play this year or, this short season or whatever. And, it's hard, man. It's not the same when you're just, skating at home or practicing every day. Practices are a lot harder than just, being at home on the ice by yourself, and games are way harder than just kind of doing that. So, it's just you have to be thankful enough to have the job and have the opportunity to play this year.
Yeah, exactly. So I have a few more questions for you before we wrap things up. So do you have any tips for hockey players looking to get to the next level?
Um, yeah, man, I think the biggest thing is just always staying positive, and just the little things, like shooting pucks, stick handling at home, um, doing an extra rep during your workout, um, building those good habits, and just, always, as a hockey player, you always want to, you know, what's the right word here? You always want to carry yourself the right way, you know what I mean? And culture and the way, your character goes a long way in this sport and any other sport. So um, you just want to make sure you're doing the right things on and off the ice. And you know, just you know, not taking advantage of your opportunities, and always working hard.
Yeah, I love that tip. Those are some great tips right there. So my next question is, what's been like the favorite city you've visited so far in your career?
Uh, man. Um, I would have to say probably San Diego, man. Or well, we actually did go to Vegas. I'm a pretty, I like the casino, so I guess you could say Vegas, man. It was pretty nice to get a taste of that and just kind of be there and see the lifestyle, man. It's a different world over there. That's like another country almost. Just all the pool parties and everything. But no, man, I would definitely say Vegas or San Diego for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. So that's just those are awesome cities to visit for sure. So what's your favorite pump up song? Like you're trying to get a little lift in, like you're listening to this pregame warm ups. Like what are you listening to?
This PG-13 or what?
Yeah, PG-13.
uh, I'd probably say a little Uzi.
Oh
Any
yeah,
little Uzi, man. A little Uzi can get you
you
can get
you
you
can't you
going for
can't go
sure.
wrong with Lil Uzi.
Yeah, no, yeah, Lil Uzi for sure, man. If I had to pick a song, I'd probably say "Money Longer" for sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
no, Lil Uzi's good vibes, man, for
oh
sure.
yeah, that's a great song and great artist for sure. So my final question for you is, been your least favorite and favorite barn to play in?
My pro career or my career?
Let's go pro career.
My favorite Stockton. I think I think all my basically most majority of my points have came in Stockton, in my career. So I would have to say Stockton. Um, Least favorite barn. Uh, I would have to say the what is that? The what rink is that? Uh, Not the Wolves. What's the
Rockford,
yeah, Rockford for sure.
BMO Harris Bank Center.
Yeah, Rockford. That was a tough burn to play in, man.
Yeah, you got all the fans right on top of you in that arena.
Yeah, it felt like it was smaller. I think I ran in the boards a couple times in warmups or something. I don't remember what it was, but I was just not the biggest fan of that rig at all.
Yeah, yeah, that's funny for sure. But this has been awesome, Jalen. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I really appreciate your time. I want to wish you the best of luck going forward with your career, finishing off the season strong, and good luck in your game tonight.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. It was good talking to you, meeting you as well, man.
Yeah, no problem.